It's time for Crossroads Football Live with sports director Gino Perez and sports reporter Zach Brown. Crossroads Football Live is sponsored by Palace Bingo, Frost Bank, Full Pep, Victoria Dodge Jeep Ram Wagoneer, and Victoria College.
Howdy Crossroads, and welcome to week 9 of Crossroads Football Live. I'll be your host tonight as usual. Teams are battling for playoff spots, a district title, or even just pride at this point. Well, we have a packed show, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. The Edna Cowboys and Goliad Tigers were in our game of the week. Thanks to y'all, by the way, both undefeated in district play. First quarter, the Tigers punching in first, striking first, clawing their way, and getting a 7-0 lead over the top-ranked Edna Cowboys. But Jaden Clay said we will not go silently into the night as he tosses it over the middle on a slant route to Harris, Braylon Harris, and he is all the way in for the score, but the extra point no good. So Goliad maintains the lead, and the Goliad Tigers continue to put on the pressure and go up 14-6 over Edna. So the Cowboys trying to get back in this game with less than a minute to go in the half. And this play, no, this is not how it normally looked. We had to speed it up because it lasted forever. Jaden Clay doing his best Michael Vick impression as he's scrambling about, and he heaves it up, and it's brought down, and it looked like it was going to be at the 1 or a touchdown, but a penalty would wipe it all away. Goliad coach Salazar telling his team to stay focused because, I mean, they have the lead right now, and Edna on the ropes, and Edna walking away and would fall. The number 6 ranked team in Class 3A loses to Goliad. The Goliad Tigers are on their way to winning a district title, 21-6. Goliad will try to bounce back against London, Goliad will look to keep the momentum going against London. Edna will look to bounce back against Mathis. Wow, already an upset. First highlights of the day. Now we go to Class 2A, where the two powerhouses fought it out in Shiner and Refugio, and they left it all on the field tonight. The Refugio Bobcats they came in the favorites as the number 2 ranked team in the state, and they led by example. Jordan King powering his way in for the score, but penalty calls it back. Keelan Brown takes the snap and tosses it over to Kai Whitmore as he makes a move, shreds a defender, and then he could have walked into the end zone for the actual score. This made the score 13-7, Refugio with the lead. Shiner trying to get something going in the third quarter. Carson Schutte just chunking it up deep, but it's picked off by Isaiah Avery, and he goes for a big gain before being brought down. Refugio would march down the field again, 19-7, but then coughing it up, Shiner would recover the ball, and that would be one of the biggest plays of the night for them. Refugio goes on to win pretty handedly, 26-7. Shiner's going to face off Kennedy next week, and Refugio will take on Ganado, and that one will likely be for the district title. Well, coming up after the break, we will see highlights from Victoria East, that's where I was earlier today, Victoria West, along with Cuero. We will also see some royalty, so go ahead and grab a drink and a snack, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Well, we're back, and you wanted it. You voted for it for our voter sports poll versus the Goliad Tigers and the Edna Cowboys, and this one went down to the wire. Zach Brown is live in Edna with the winning head coach. Zach, take us through the game.
Yeah, thanks, Gino. Joined by the Victoria's head coach, Kevin Salazar, of the Goliad Tigers. And coach, you guys came into Edna in the biggest game of your season and got the win. How's that feel?
Feels great. You know, I'm proud of our kids. They played hard. They had a great week of practice, and, you know, they came out and executed the game plan very well. So we're very proud of them.
Now, coming into this game, we know that both teams have such an elite defense. We knew that it would probably be low scoring. It was low scoring last year. You guys were really able to stop the run game of Edna. How did you do it?
You know, we just felt, you know, that we had to bring some different pressures from different sides and try to, you know, maybe confuse them a little bit up front. And then I feel like our kids did a great job of doing that. We knew that they're real explosive. So, you know, you're not going to stop them on every play. They're going to have some plays, but you just got to, you know, keep on going to the next play and you know, focus on the next drive. So.
Now, this was obviously, like I said, a huge win. A lot of fist pumping going on at the end of the game. Just talk about how huge it is to be in the driver's seat now for a district title now that you guys have jumped Edna.
Well, you know, it's big. I mean, Edna's a great program. We've got a lot of respect for them. You know, we still got 2 ball games left in our season. I tell our kids, you know, be excited. We're excited. Be happy for tonight. And, you know, tomorrow we're, you know, back at the school at 8 o'clock and we go back to work. You know, you got to stay hungry. So just focus on 1 week at a time and, you know, try to get better.
I was going to say, you said that was y'all's motto coming into the week. I mean, how huge is that mentality going week to week and accomplishing something that hasn't been done here since, like we said, maybe 2016 or 17?
You know, the big thing is the belief. You know, I took over 4 years ago, and just where the program's come from to now with these kids, you know, I'm just super proud of them. They've bought into what we're doing, and, you know, and it just feels good. It's a great win for the program, for the community, and I'm excited for these guys.
Now, I mean, whenever I talked to you a couple of months ago, you didn't know who your quarterback was going to be. You had 4 brand new linemen, and the first game of the season, we were like, oh, is that offense going to have trouble? And you guys have really, really showed out these last couple of weeks. I mean, talk about that side of the ball.
Well, you know, that's the thing, from where we were at the beginning of the year to now, and that's, again, while our motto is to focus, you know, one week at a time and focus on ourselves, you know, and I feel like we got better as the year's gone on, and those guys have improved, and I'm very proud of our offensive coaching staff and our offense.
All right, Coach, well, I'm going to let you get out of here.
Awesome. Thank
now
you.
I got to get to Dason Tenney Anderson, who's about 17 inches taller than me. So let's go on and get a second and get this adjusted. We ready to go? All right, you're in the frame. All right, Dason, it's the first time you've ever beaten Edna. You're a senior. What did you tell the guys coming into this week to keep them focused and be ready for such a big win?
You know, it was a big week, you know, and it wasn't really as much as telling them as, you know, showing them, you know, we got to stay locked in. You know, since Monday, we knew that it was going to be a tough battle, and I mean, we just pulled through. You know, I was here when Salazar first came, and that we had an unfortunate 0-9 season to now having a chance at the district title. I mean, it's a great feeling.
Talk about the work ethic that goes into that. I mean, from 0-9 now to be in the driver's seat for a district title. Just what does that say about the character of this Goliad Tiger program?
I mean, I think that shows that, you know, we just never gave up. You know, we had a terrible year, and then next year we made the playoffs, and then we made the playoffs again, and now we have a chance at something big for Goliad.
And it's huge for Goliad, but you guys obviously can't get too far ahead of yourselves. You have a good London team next week. You got the Palacios Sharks, the last game of the season. You probably will be favored in those games, but what do you tell yourself to make sure that you don't fall into that trap of being a little too overconfident and losing the shot at the district title?
I mean, you know, our motto is one week at a time, and, you know, we're going to focus every team as if, you know, it's the biggest game of our life. And that's how we've been doing it all year, and that's how we're going to finish it.
All right, Dason, awesome answers. Congratulations on a great win. All right, Goliad, 21-6 victory here in Edna. We'll post highlights again tonight. Reporting live, Zach Brown, KVUTV 25 News Now Sports.
Thanks, Zach. What a good one there. And thank y'all at home for picking that game, because who knows, we may have went with Shiner or Refugio. Well, there were 3 homecoming games tonight, and we start here in Victoria at Memorial Stadium. The Victoria East Titans wearing pink and hosting the Moody Trojans, and the Titans got off to a hot start. A blocked punt would end up in the end zone, scooped up and scored by Gabriel Button. the touchdown for the Titans, 7-0 in the first. The Trojans had multiple good runs, including this one, but just could not piece a good drive together. And yet another punt. This one not blocked though, but it would be a good return. Sorry, the cameraman got lost there, myself. But anyways, Steele, he gets the ball and he hits down the sideline. Can he make it all the way for another score? He eventually would get tackled inside the 10-yard line, but one play later, Nigerel Prater, he said, I'll just do it my best from the Wildcat formation as he goes in for the score, 14-0, East with the lead. Another punt and another block. East was on fire on special teams, and they would recover this one as well. Joe Soto, the one celebrating on your screen, got his paws on it. A couple plays later, the tiny running back, Jaden Williams from the backfield, uses his quickness and speed and takes the handoff 30-plus yards for the score. East went up 21-0 before half, but it got even worse. Victoria East wins 49-0, getting the shutout. East will take on Veterans Memorial next week. East clinches a spot in the playoffs, but will likely finish in third or fourth place in district, depending on what happens, especially next week against Veterans Memorial and even against West in the last week of the season. Also, Victoria East had its homecoming night, and Elena Schmidt and Bryson Ortega won King and Queen. Schmidt is a senior secretary, student council historian, and on varsity theater. Ortega, meanwhile, is on the football team. Congratulations to both of y'all. Now, West can also clinch a playoff spot with a win tonight. They traveled to Corpus Christi to take on the Carroll Tigers. Kamari Montgomery gets the call, and he runs it up the middle for a short touchdown, 7-0 Warriors. Camden Repper deciding to use his legs to the left-hand side, and he plows his way in for a first down right in front of the cameraman there. And Repper, he rolls out to his right-hand side, and he tosses it to also a homecoming king, TK Rollins, 14-0 Warriors. And Repper, he drops back, but then it's a run right up the middle, and he goes in for the long score, 21-0. Victoria West wins 42-7. West locks up a playoff spot, and they'll take on the second team in the district, the Miller Buccaneers. Now, number 4, Cuero taking on the winless Caldwell Hornets. This one got out of hand quick. Notaro connects with Dalen Gibbs. He's G-O-N-E, gone. Cuero, not long after that, following in the red zone, finding Nathan Lucian for the easy pitch and catch. Cuero going on to win this one, a big win, 62-7. Cuero will take on Smithville, and they're just continuing to roll. And it was also Cuero's homecoming, and Tyron Burley was crowned as king, and Audrey Natardis was named queen. Congratulations to both of y'all. Now we'll check out scores from all around the area. First, we start with St. Joseph, who also had their homecoming tonight. They get the, it looks like they'll get the victory. It's in the fourth quarter, 49-20 over Texas Military Institute. They'll play St. Michael's next week. And St. Joseph, the king and queen were announced, and it was Marina Balboa and Ben Jecker taking home the sashes. Both were selected by the student body. Congratulations, both of y'all. The Calhoun Sand Crabs lose 28-21 to the Beeville Trojans. The El Campo Ricebirds, meanwhile, also fall 35-17. Next, we go to Yoakum. Yoakum got shut out 35-0. The Industrial Cobras get a victory 56-28. They'll be playing against the Sharks in the final game of the season for them. The Tidehaven Tigers also get a shutout 58-0. Meanwhile, Ganado, they get a 1-point victory 27-26. They'll take on Skidmore Tynan next week. Hopefully keep that win streak going. The Luis Hornets get a big win over the Yorktown Wildcats, and their final game will be against Snook. Central Texas gets the win over Shiner St. Paul. That says second. I'm not sure if that's it. And finally, 45-9. But don't forget, we have a Crossroads football podcast featuring Zach Brown and myself, and we'll be doing it every week. It's pretty funny if I do say so myself. Well, we have 2 more weeks left of the Crossroads football season. Good night, Crossroads.